everyone, my name is Holden Hardman. Thank you so much for joining me again for another video. We just got some interesting news in the Dragon Ball community. I have been holding off watching this for 3 days now. We had a busy weekend here with my family and the kids, but I'm finally ready to watch the Dragon Ball Daima trailer. Now, I haven't seen the trailer, but I have seen some still images that have just popped up on my feed. So I know that there's something about them being smaller. I have been waiting for Dragon Ball Super Season 2 or the continuation of that for a while now, and I've been anticipating and expecting that that's what we were going to get. I have even read the Moro and the Granola arc. I've kind of stopped whenever they got into the older Goten and Trunks stuff. I'll catch back up once that kind of moves on a bit. But I have been looking forward to the Moro arc and the Granola arc especially, and I had my fingers crossed thinking that they were going to animate that and we were going to be getting that eventually down the pipeline. But from what I understand, this is not that. And I'm really going to try to just take it for what it is and think, more Dragon Ball content is better than no Dragon Ball content. Right? Let's go ahead and watch. $1984, the introduction. I'm digging this so far. It's looking good. Oh, yeah. Find that Dragon Ball. Iconic, classic. This is great so far. I'm loving these little highlights. Oh, GT. Okay, sure, why not? GT's always been kind of like the stepchild of the Dragon Ball franchise, but it's interesting that they would show that. Of course, you got your Super, Battle of Gods, Resurrection F. Oh yeah, great times too. Jiren, Ultra Instinct, the Broly movie, awesome. Superhero, yep. 2023, baby. What do you got for us, Akira? We've been waiting. We've been waiting. What do you got? Okay, all right. Well, that looks pretty cool, whatever that is. Like a dragon around the Tree of Might or something. I'm digging the animation style. Looks like a mix between like Superhero and Broly. 3D, 2D kind of combo again. That looks great. Never before told. I hope that's true. Oh, at least they're cute. Didn't Goten and Trunks just grow up? They're like already babies again. Everyone's small, even the Kais. That'd be a pretty powerful wish to make the gods of the universe small. That's a flashback to their first fight. I wonder. This is going to be a series. Okay, I thought maybe it would be a movie, but a series. Okay, what we wanted was a continuation of Super in the style of like the new Broly movie or even the Superhero movie. Wasn't it ended up working for me. It was very, very different, and at first I wasn't sure about it, but it ended up winning me over in the end. But I loved like the new Broly movie animation, and so I was hoping for some more Super stuff where they had more time to work on the animation. If you remember back like when it first came out and it was really, really bad looking animation, but I guess we got this. Also, haven't we seen this in GT? And they wished for Goku to be a kid again. Well, now I get that they're wishing, I guess, for everyone to be kids again, but Even in GT, and I'm not like a massive GT hater, there are some of those, but even in GT, the worst part of that, I felt like, was the Kid Goku stuff. And I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to recapture that feel of like original Dragon Ball. It is Dragon Ball's 40th anniversary, but I don't know if that's what the fans want. I could be totally wrong on this. Everyone might be totally stoked on this, and maybe I'm just like nah, I wanted to Super. I'm gonna be happy to watch it. I'm sure there's definitely some like really cool looking sequences in there, but the highlight was definitely the little chibi Goku and Vegeta. Akira Toriyama did write a message about the series. I'm currently working on a new Dragon Ball. The title is Dragonball Daima. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Daima is a made-up term which in Japanese characters would be such and such, or in English would be something like evil. So Dragon Ball Evil. Due to a conspiracy, Goku and his friends are turned small. In order to fix things, they'll head off to a new world. It's a grand adventure. It's a grand tour. It's a grand adventure with intense action in an unknown and mysterious world. Since Goku has to make up for his petite size, he uses his power pole to fight, something not seen in a long time. I came up with the story and setting as well as a lot of the designs. I'm actually putting a lot more into this than usual. Things will unfold that close in on the mysteries of the Dragon Ball world. Hope you all enjoy these different from usual battles that are cute and powerful. I guess it's good that Toriyama himself is more involved than some of the other things. So in that sense, I guess it's nice to have the original creator having more input. But at this point, I don't know if I'm ever going to see Granola actually happen. Which, as far as Super goes, I think the Moro and the Granola arc, at least the way that they've been presented in the manga, have been my favorite arcs in Super, with the exception of maybe the Black arc. I feel like the ending didn't quite stick, but at least it was a unique new concept as opposed to just some tournaments with different characters in the tournaments and who's this stoic guy over here who seems to be more powerful than the rest of us. And I like trying to answer the question of how do you have characters come in a rational and reasonable way that can match up to characters like Goku and Vegeta who are at God tier and have it make sense. And things like Goku Black makes sense. Even in GT, something like the Tuffles, who even though they're weaker, are able to kind of take over Saiyan bodies. I mean, you'd have to do that in order to compete at all. Introducing the gods is another step, and then you get into what I've always called the Dragon Ball problem, where just the higher tier you go, the harder it is to have a villain that's even more powerful. I mean, even Moro was like this villain of 10 million years old, and they kind of did that with Majin Buu as well, where he's like this ancient villain who was hatched and released and wasn't really dead. And those arcs, Moro and Granola, they're not perfect. There's actually some pretty significant problems with them, but in terms of Super, have been my favorite. Yeah, I'm seeing some comments. It's better than nothing, I guess. That's literally the plot of GT. That's hilarious. The only difference here is that everyone has been turned into a kid instead of Goku. Yeah, I feel like we've just seen this before, and it didn't work the first time. And I know that Toriyama wasn't like heavily involved with GT, if he was involved at all, but it just seems like a weird creative choice. I'm seeing several comments of people joking about I'm actually putting a lot more into this than usual, implying he doesn't put a whole lot of work into his regular Dragon Ball stuff. Who told Toriyama we wanted cute fights? Okay, but why though? I guess I'm not alone in this. It just seems strange. That's the best way I can define it. It just seems strange. And because I'm probably too loyal to the Dragon Ball franchise, I'll still be watching it. And you know what? There wasn't even any dialogue. It was just a couple of individual snippets of clips and whatnot. So maybe once more is revealed to us, maybe we'll feel a little different. They did reanimate, it looked like, the first fight between Goku and Vegeta. It looked like a young Goku with like a Form 1 Frieza at some point. I wonder how they were expecting the fan base to react. I think at its heart, Toriyama has always loved the more adventure side of Dragon Ball, and in different eras throughout the Dragon Ball franchise, I feel like he's tried to kind of bring it back in different ways. So maybe that's why Toriyama himself is more interested in this as opposed to something like Broly or something like Moro or Granola, even though that seems to be more of what the fan base is interested in. But of course, I'd love to know what you guys think about that. Leave me a comment down below. I'll check those out. If you enjoyed this video, leave it a like. You know the deal. Subscribe. You'll be notified when I post another video, and I'll be keeping up to date on my Dragon Ball stuff because I'm really curious about this. But for now, that is it. I appreciate you watching. I'll catch you next time, everyone. Take care.